Recalculation. 1/4 mile.
On my way to Jersey. And I just thought I would take a moment and say hello. Seeing what the temperature is like on these YouTube streets. Don't forget to subscribe to Premium Black News channel. That's the one word, Premium Black News. Okay, so this was a bad idea. Maybe I'll take the service road. There's actually a person waiting for the bus. Look. There's a person waiting for the bus on this Blanc Road. That's weird. This is Pelham Parkway. I think this is called eastbound service road. I have no topic today. That's what's so great about these little canisters, is that you can just pop it whenever you want to take a couple of tokes and then just put it away. I love it. There's no need for this to be one lane. Maybe I'm wrong. Am I the only one that wants to get one of those Kanye West shirts? Or is it just like you can just go to the mall and just have them printed out for you? Clout chasing is a hell of a drug. Clout chasing is a hell of a drug, I'm gonna tell you. Kanye West is truly not the clout daddy, but he's a clout daddy. T-Rilla, I enjoy the Premium Black News show. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Did you share it? Because I ain't going anywhere unless somebody shares it. But I appreciate liking it too. We are in the Bronx, by the way. And everyone here is home. We're going Fordham Road. Ride with me to Fordham Road, y'all. Did you see the no vote, no what? Let me see. Did you see the no vote, no fuck video? No vote, no fuck video. No, I gotta look at that. Can you send it to me? At Big Elvis the Chef. Big Elvis the Chef at gmail.com. That's Big Elvis the Chef at gmail.com. Send that to me. You see, I love that you're helping me like this. Ava Truth? Big Elvis, you are appreciated. T-Rilla, like always, you are appreciated. Hitting the like button is always appreciated. Let's play the game. What up to you? P. Crepes, what? TV? You know, I'm not supposed to be reading this and driving. I'm just keeping it funky. There's so much road work being done in New York. I don't know about Staten Island, but Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, Manhattan, all the neighborhoods, all the hoods, all the affluent spots, everywhere is getting repaved. This city is not playing. Let me move up. Somebody wants me to move up, I think. How's that? Is that better? I don't know. Road work is nonstop here in Houston. Yo, it is crazy. It's almost like that game where this guy named Mr. Beast, he's like the number one YouTuber, and he always has these is it Roblox games? And they're always like, streaming, playing this game where they're just non-stop building, building. And that's what it appears. It appears to be this non-stop infrastructure of maintenance that's required, constant upkeep, unlike anything I've ever seen before. We're talking about, I'm a guy who hits this tri-state year after year, up and down these roads, and I've never seen anything like this. Where I remember a time I would have to avoid certain roads because they were just so treacherous, and that appears to be becoming a thing of the past. But it's almost not real, the work that's being done and how quickly they can do block after block. And I know technology in this field has grown, because I remember when I was in Miami in 2001, right after September 11th, when I was out there, they were like an assembly line. They had cars still driving on the road while they tore it up, put it into a dump truck, while the dump truck is in front of the actual whatever the machine is that's ripping the ground up, and that is getting processed and then just going down a conveyor belt over the driver and into the truck in front of him as they both drive a few miles at a time. And then they had 2 or 3 street sweepers getting all the dust up, and then they had someone laying the tar, and then they actually had the what is that called, the thing that flattens the tar, those big rollers. I mean, it was amazing. And this is while I'm driving right next to this being done on Route, I think that was Route 1 or Route whatever that is in Miami, off the Strip, on the way towards Carroll Gardens, and where that guy was probably a Jjin, moving all that stone around, casting all those spells. Wow, there's someone pulled over. You don't even see that in New York anymore. Sometimes on the highways, but these cops, they standing down in New York, so it's a little surprising. This you always see. Wow, this guy's so young. I could have been in school. This guy's younger than me. Not tonight, buddy. I'm not there. And he's just standing there waiting for the person, and the other guy's in some serious tinted windows. This is a rough crowd, dude. Time for a new lighter. Seems like once a week it's necessary. Look at this guy in the street. Yo, I think this screen is dirty. Is this? No, I just wiped it. And this is Fordham Road, by the way. Fordham Road. right, bear with me. I apologize. All right. That looks a little better, yeah. Okay, let me see. Ava Truth. After your movie review, I watched 1,000 Years of Longing. Nice. That was a guy in the scooter with that horn. No lights on. And he's just traveling. It looked like he was just on straight idle. Just coasting. And look how good they did this street. There's no potholes on this street, but yet the paint on the street has worn out. So maybe they've cut the paint so they can come back, but normally the paint doesn't wear out before the potholes come. So that's pretty cool. The paint has worn out and the ground is still smooth. So they have totally, this infrastructure in New York is just like they're totally stepping up their game in the last, we're talking about only 3-4 years. Here's some potholes that were paved and all that. Let me just pull over for one sec. Let me see. Houston has some of the prettiest black women in America. Oh man, I believe you. It was amazing. So thank you. You're welcome, Ava Truth. I appreciate you. I don't think that Jjin fell in love almost, or wait, I do think that Jjin fell in love almost or became infatuated with humans. I enjoy the topic being explored. Yo, I agree on that topic being explored because my title was the Jjin being a beta male explained, but that's not really true. It's so much deeper. But I think he did fall in love, yes, because it was part of his program. Part of his program was to not be the alpha that was going to destroy this. This is Fordham Road and Jerome Avenue. We're gonna stay on Fordham, or maybe we take. All right, no. So I've been thinking about this a lot since seeing the movie about the Jjin and being a beta male, and how the reference I just made to the Coral Castle that's in Coral Gables, Miami, or Coral Springs, or Coral wherever, Coral something. But the Coral Castle that's in Coral whatever, Miami, we should really think about this. You know what? Jerome Avenue looks better. Damn, these cars move fast behind you. I like Jerome Avenue. Jerome Avenue gives me, it still feels like New York hasn't changed in 30 years on Jerome Avenue. So I enjoy that. Yeah, so it's like that guy who built that castle. If we can get past the ideas that possibly we not get past, but let's look at this movie as, let's say, it's giving us truth drops, and maybe that's the reason why they haven't pushed this movie harder, being that it had such a great budget and all the effects and all the acting and everything was pretty spot on. Even when he was this huge obvious CG character where his feet were the size of like the whole room, and he was like, his toes were in the doorway. Despite all that, knowing that it was CG, we still, not that we gave it a pass, it was just done in good taste. It made sense. So maybe that's because some of these movies have truth drops in it, and they get a little nervous when it could be talked about and explained. And I would argue that the situation we have here is um, that the Jins probably have been killed off by the radioactive waves in the air from everything from the original AM. And the way that AM radio comes in, it comes in like a wave. It goes back and forth just like the sea. And that's the AM radio. And it's really, really tall. And the FM radio is a little shorter. That's why you can get more AM than you can FM when you get out in the sticks, kind of a situation. And I think there's also RF. There's 5G waves. All these things are just waves. And what if these waves are put here to separate us from these Jinn that are not going to try to take over? You see, it's easy to attack the Jinn with these radio waves, being that it's totally radioactive. I could see that this would be something that it's like the X-Men, how they were like ostracized and they were hunted down and put into these jails and these facilities because if they chose to change, that'd be a great movie. The Jinn that don't give a F, or the Jinn that said F your 3 wishes. Like the next time that Jinn gets out of a bottle, he's committing murder to whoever gets him out of the bottle, and he's gonna like take over the world. But the Jinn is so powerful that it has to be beta. It has to be beta, or else it'll be a god. It'd be a great story about the Jinn that became God. First thing he did was take out all the cell phones. This is Jerome Avenue. It looks exactly like this for the last 25 years, 30 years. Except the roads were much more potholy. Let me see what we have here. Okay. I don't think that the Jinn fella. I do think. Wait. T. Rilla, you did an excellent job near reading the movie. You did an excellent job near reading the movie, and it enticed and appealing for us to go see it, especially for someone like me who's seen it yet. Narrate. Yeah. Thank you, man. That makes me feel really good. I have tons of movie reviews on my channel. I should start putting some of them on the community section to people who've I got so many. Not so many. I miss doing that. I need to do that. I need to do that more often. Tuesdays we're gonna be going live with the Premium Black News channel every Tuesday, and we will be recording. We're gonna be recording a few hours, and the way it's gonna work is I'm gonna pick up Ulrich, take him over to the doc's place. We're gonna film a few hours. We're gonna only release one live. The other segments we just gonna be putting onto the channel, and maybe just start releasing only clips on the channel first. So we're gonna work on that. So I pulled my laptop from storage because I haven't used my laptop in like 3 years, 4 years, and it is it's all gassed up and ready to go. So I'm gonna start, and it's a pretty good computer too. I looked it up. It's still worth like about $800-900. And don't ask me to recite any of the numbers of what it is. I can't remember at the moment. We don't know is, let's just say, in need of of a bypass because it is going down. And that's good. I'm in a happy place. I'm super happy. I do know where I'm going and how long I'm going to be until I get there, so that's cool too. Everything is good. Nice car. Yes, he had to be beta or else it would be a horror movie. Facts. He was a beta and so it was a love story. Correct. Absolutely. You see, because it was real and part of his programming all at the same time. This Jin was following his script, so to speak. And that script was uh, to be love, to be to be true love. Problem was he was doing that, having true love with mortals, and mortals. Maya, it looks good. All right, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're gonna jump on the highway for time. I don't want to be out all night. Back on 95. This goes to the George Washington Bridge. To the right is Manhattan, Washington Heights. And then this is the GWB. But I really enjoyed that movie tremendously. And I haven't, and much more so than I enjoyed I do on the movie. I can't even say the words. It's just so ludicrous to my brain. It's Woman King. But my brain never wants to say Woman King. It's just so, like, it just doesn't make sense. So I have to overthink it just to, like, and then I have to say it in my head and then say it out loud. This is the upper level of the George Washington Bridge. And I used to live in this building right there above us. For many, 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 many years. Some might say 2 decades I lived on that, in that building. Off and on, of course. Topic, the gym being different and having more of a purpose than humans realize. Yeah, right? Seriously, but it seems like the powers that be found a way to kill him or kill all of them. Because while he's stuck in the bottle, whatever, the movie never discussed what happened to his people. Did it? I don't remember that. I don't remember them discussing how many jinns there were. We know that was it Solomon that cast him into a spell that put him in the bottle because he was such a player hater. While Solomon was laying it down, he was in the background, like just all heartbroken. Like, come on, play your position, buddy. And it was good. I would like to see. I would like to possibly like think about that. Like, what happened to his con? Trying to duck all that. Are they all content in a bottle? Is there a room full of jinns that's being collected through generations underneath the streets of Red Hook, Brooklyn, in one of the factories? There's just this huge, amazing maze you have to get to, like Goonies. Now that's a good stuff. I like that. I like that. So you got these like living in Red Hook tastings, and something happens. They notice some sort of anomaly in the cobblestone streets. You know, one of the cobblestone streets where I live, it's like water is just oozing from out of the brick. You know, and I'm like, you know, maybe these kids possibly could have seen like some sort of anomaly like that and, you know, followed it. And next thing you know, they're finding this huge, not even burial, but this huge resting place for these jinn. And somehow, you know, it hasn't been, you know, maybe the people have the property was considered blighted by the Donald Trump character of this story, and that Donald Trump character of this story blighted the neighborhood, and they were not able to move. Or maybe when whoever was protecting the top part of that maybe got caught out there. You know, maybe got caught out there and passed, and never was able to tell the story about what was underneath the floors, kind of a thing. And now that the place has been blighted and they got rid of everyone and no one is upkeeping, or maybe one of the people who were upkeeping the place never really knew, but you know, that, I don't know, it needs work. But that's a cool little Jjin story, you know. And then you release all these Jjin, and what happens when you release the first Jjin? Like, you maybe kill that Jjin. That Jjin can't handle all of the frequencies and all that stuff. So now it's a fight to take these Jjin and get them to a safe place. Maybe there are instructions that was left. But there has to be a Jjin that don't want to be a beta. There has to be a Jjin that's gonna go against its script, especially if a Jjin never sleeps. If a Jjin never sleeps, I don't know. Delicious. Yes, that says 319 for that fuel for gas. I would never get that gas. I'd rather pay 10 more cents for better gas. Ha ha ha. It's like they say, man queen sounds ludicrous, but woman king, the woman king sounds okay. To me, it's that weird. Seriously. Well, Jjin exists on a different dimension exists on a different dimension than humans. Oh, absolutely. And some sort of but does the Jjin lives in different dimensions than human. So did our radio waves push them out of our dimension, and they are in an alternate dimension where there's no radio waves like that? Am I part of this dimension? Am I like an alternate self there? Or is this just like Jjin City? Jim Vegas. And maybe we have to get those Jjin that we found under the floor over to try to do it. And we would probably have to go to CERN, to the hydrogen collider. And we got to step to CERN about getting these Jjin in there. I guess one of the Jjin had to sacrifice himself, knowing that the frequency he can't leave, because he'll bring the sickness of the frequency of this 5G and whatever it is, back with him through the dimension, so he has to stay. So now he's just trying to get to CERN so they can get this dimension open so that they can put the other Jjin back to Jjin Vegas and Jjin City. I love the discussion of the Jjin itself, because it's just so much like, especially explaining that it has to be beta in order to even exist in our reality. And can the Jjin even hit the other dimensions at will? When does the Jjin get to go into the dimension of from whence it comes, or from whence it came? Try to say that 5 times fast. I guess I will retitle this discussion about the Jjin and it's traveling interdimensional. Can the Jjin travel interdimensionally, and has it been forced out of our dimension because of Wi-Fi? Oh, that's too long. Man, I'm in such a great mood, I have to admit. And I think it's a lot of it has to do with you all. You all that are taking the time to check me out on YouTube. We're at the 42-minute mark. I think that's enough content for the moment. I just want to tell you that I love you and I appreciate you. Don't forget the Cash App. Don't forget the Venmo. That's $ Elvis Rosenberg. One word. Capital E. And then the Venmo. It's Elvis Rosenberg. But there's a dash between the Elvis and the Rosenberg. It's at Elvis-Rosenberg. If you gotten any value out of this. And let me know what you think about that Jjin story. Somebody need to write that down. Because it's like, it's a good kid story. You know, the genie in the bottle is such a great story. What if there's just tons of these bottles that are trying to get into another dimension and we got to get into CERN? We got to open up the portal. Or maybe instead of opening up the portal, just got to get to a place where there's no Wi-Fi. Oh my goodness, I know where all the Jjin are. They in North Dakota. We going to North Dakota, y'all. That's a fact. Love you. Boom.